politicians don't necessarily understand or put health and education, for that matter, on the same level as it should be. If we're going to simply cut back on those areas, I think that's a very poor understanding of how society functions.
As I told you, I'm a pensioner, and I think prevention is always the best thing, trying to keep healthy, and it's our own responsibility to keep us healthy. Eating the right foods, doing exercises, whatever. I mean, you can do any kind of exercise. I do Tai Chi because this is what you can do for the rest of your life till you're 100. Want that. I mean, the houses that are being built nowadays are huge. Why would you need such a big house?
Future concerns would be housing. If you were to bring a family into it, be it 1 or 2 children, then yes, I think that would change things significantly.
Another thing is not to have any debts. I don't have any. Everything I have, I don't have any debts, and I'm keeping it.
It's not as much of a concern for me personally, but obviously global economics and even national economics is going to be enormously important to the ability of Australia to respond in a meaningful way internally in terms of providing welfare and support for its population, but also in terms of the way that we respond to other countries and other pressures.
Another thing I didn't mention is that, I wasn't born here, of course. I was one of the boat people, but legally. Even the migrants coming here, they're fleeing from places, but they may not be quite able to integrate, but their children and their grandchildren will. And my children are. I'm a great-grandma. My grandson has a child, so they do. Look at all the solicitors that we have and lawyers and things with Italian names. They're Aussies now, it changes.
I do believe that the younger generation do overdo it. I was only out a couple of Fridays ago and I was just mortified by what I was exposed to, like girls, boys drinking shotties one after the other, and my great concern with that is just, what happens to you once you walk out of the nightclub that you're in or whatever you're in.
I don't think that there is a problem with alcohol and violence. I don't think there's a problem with violence. There is a problem with alcohol consumption, which I think is deeply rooted in Australia's conscience, or its upbringing. Done the public transport thing. I also drive a lot as well, and I've systematically seen traffic get, even in the last 10 years, those sorts of journeys easily 10 to 15 minutes longer.
What I found, it's just so free to come by car. I know where to park.
A lot of public transport, like train networks that had been promised, they don't seem to be coming along too quickly.
Taxi, forget it. Can't afford it. Never. In August I went to China and I take the train and the Sky Bus. Perfect. I'm back again. What do you need a taxi for?
I think they function more than perfectly, unless you happen to be getting a cab at 4 to 5 o'clock in the morning when they have their changeover. That's bad. But I suppose the moral there is don't go out that late.